Prime Minister Narendra Modi conducts aerial survey of cyclone Yas affected areas in Odisha and in West Bengal, announces financial assistance of 1,000 crore rupees for immediate relief activities, also announces 2 lakh rupees ex gratia for the next of kin of the dead and 50,000 rupees for those injured in the cyclone. The centre assures all help for the restoration and rebuilding of the infrastructure in cyclone Yas affected areas. The centre to deploy an inter-ministerial team to visit the states to assess the full extent of damage. Declining trend of new cases continues in the country, with 1.86 lakh cases reported, the lowest in the last 44 days. And more than 2.59 lakh people have recovered in the last 24 hours. The cumulative number of vaccine doses administered in the country exceeds 20.57 crores. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and other top officials of the Biden administration, discusses various global and bilateral issues, including COVID pandemic, Indo-Pacific and TRIPS. India welcomes the WHO convened global study on the origin of the COVID-19 virus. The Ministry of External Affairs says this is an important first step, and follow-up of WHO report and further studies deserve the understanding and cooperation of all. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar says India will vaccinate 108 crore people by December end, targets Rahul Gandhi over his remarks on the vaccine, says the Congress is misleading the people on the vaccinations. Union Education Ministry approves the proposal to provide monetary assistance of 218 million students for cooking cost component of the midday meal scheme. This is in addition to the Government of India's announcement of distribution of free of cost food grains. India receiving international cooperation of COVID-19 relief medical supplies and equipment from different countries and organizations, cumulatively 18,016 oxygen concentrators, 19,085 oxygen cylinders and 19 oxygen generation plants, 15,206 ventilators, BiPAP, 7.7 lakh remdesivir vials, 12 lakh Favipiravir bio tablets delivered through air and road. Thank you for being with us here on DD News and DD India. My name is Mark Lynn. Let's begin with the top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Odisha and West Bengal to review the situation arising out of Cyclone Yas. He undertook an aerial survey of the cyclone-affected areas in Bhadrak and Baleshwar districts of Odisha and in Purba Midnapur, this is in West Bengal. And the Prime Minister announced a financial assistance of 1,000 crore rupees for immediate relief activities. 500 crore rupees would be immediately given to Odisha, and another 500 crore rupees has been announced for West Bengal and Jharkhand, and this will be released on the basis of damage. The Union government will deploy an interministerial team to visit the states to assess the extent of damage, based on which further assistance will be given. Prime Minister assured the people of Odisha, West Bengal and Jharkhand that the Union government would closely work with the state governments at this difficult time, extend all possible assistance for the restoration and rebuilding of infrastructure in the affected states. The Prime Minister expressed his complete solidarity with all those who have suffered due to the cyclone, and he expressed deep sorrow also to the families of those who've lost their near and dear ones during the calamity. He also announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees to the next of kin of the deceased and 50,000 rupees to the seriously injured in the cyclone. The Prime Minister said that we have to continue to focus towards more scientific management of disasters. The frequency and impact of cyclone systems are increasing in the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, and communication systems, mitigation efforts and preparedness have to undergo a major change. The Prime Minister also spoke about the importance of building trust among people for better cooperation in relief efforts. Prime Minister appreciated the preparedness and the disaster management activities by the government of Odisha, which has resulted in minimal loss of lives. He also noted that the state has embarked on long-term mitigation efforts for dealing with such natural disasters. The Prime Minister mentioned that disaster mitigation has been given emphasis by the Finance Commission as well, and the Finance Commission has provisioned mitigation funds to the tune of 30,000 crore rupees. During his visit to Odisha, the Prime Minister chaired a meeting at Bhubaneswar to review the relief and rehabilitation work being undertaken over there. And after attending this review meeting, the Special Relief Commissioner of Odisha, P.K. Jina, spoke to the media. And he briefed the media about the Prime Minister's meeting, about the situation. The Prime Minister was briefed about the situation, the state, and said that he said that the Chief Minister said that Odisha does not require response assistance. The Odisha Chief Minister had told the Prime Minister that the state will take 7 to 8 days to assess the complete damage caused by the cyclone Yas.
Honorable Chief Minister requested that we will not ask for any support on response. Response will be able to manage from our own resources. Immediate relief, response and recovery will be managed from our own resources. We told Honorable Prime Minister that it would take 7-8 days to complete our damage assessment. And once damage assessment is completed, we will be able to know what exactly has happened and how much of fund will be required for response aid, which we will manage from our own internal resources. And we would seek support of Government of India in this process.
The Navy disaster relief teams they continue relief operations in cyclone-affected areas of Balasore. Parikhi village is the worst affected because of waterlogging. The Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Response Naval Team, HADR, operationalized a community kitchen, a multi-purpose cyclone shelter in the village. Meals were prepared and distributed to fishermen and their colonies of Budhighadiya, Nandachak, Bolbeni, and more than 700 people were involved in that. Another naval relief team is expected to proceed to Talasari, and they will distribute relief material there to the affected areas of Talasari, Bograi, Chandramani and Inchundi villages. So this team has carried out tree cutting, it's cleared roads as well in Balasore. Besides this, 4 naval ships with relief material have reached Dhamra anchorage, and they will be providing relief to the people of Bhadrak district. As per the India Meteorological Department, the cyclonic storm Yas, it's now weakened into a well-marked low pressure area, and it's over southern parts of Bihar and Jharkhand. The warning alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall has been issued. This is for Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Heavy rainfall in the next 24 hours in isolated areas of West Bengal and Sikkim as well. The impact of the cyclone has been felt since last evening in Bihar, which has witnessed plenty of rainfall. Roads are waterlogged. There's a heavy downpour in various parts of the state. Various parts of the state are witnessing, as we said, continuous rain. And there's also wind speeds which are quite strong. Strong winds are also being witnessed there. Many trees have been uprooted. Huts and shanties have collapsed, obstructing the movement of people. That's a report from Bihar. Now, normalcy has been affected in East Midnapur of West Bengal. This assessment is being taken over there as well because of the cyclone Yas. Heavy rain led to waterlogging in various parts of West Bengal. Water had entered into several houses in the Kolyahata village. This is the visual that we're showing you, and it was tough for residents there. Well, senior BJP leader and Union Minister Prakash Javadekar criticized the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his remarks against India's vaccination policy and termed them as insensitive and baseless. He said that the Congress party is trying to thrive on the grounds of fear. He attacked the opposition party for continuously doubting the country's credibility and capability in handling the situation, criticizing Rahul Gandhi for calling out government's COVID management strategy as a drama. The BJP leader advised him to suggest a Congress-ruled state to make proper utilization of ventilators and medical equipment provided to them by the center.
राहुल गांधी का प्रेस बयान सुन के सारा देश उनकी भर्त्सना कर रहा है, क्योंकि टूल किट का स्क्रिप्ट के अनुसार उन्होंने आज प्रधानमंत्री की नौटंकी इस शब्द का उपयोग किया। जब प्रधानमंत्री देश की पूरी जनता के साथ कोविड का सामना कर रहे, तब ये नौटंकी शब्द का उपयोग करते हैं ऐसे प्रयासों का, ये देश का और जनता का अपमान है। एक बताना चाहूंगा, हम उनकी नौटंकी ऐसा शब्द नहीं यूज करेंगे क्योंकि उनकी नौटंकी जनता ने कब की बंद कर दी है।
The minister also said that the center has so far provided over 22 crore COVID vaccine doses to the states and union territories free of cost. And he informed that the Union Health Ministry has chalked out a plan to vaccinate over 100 crore people by the end of this year. Highlighting the success of India's largest and the fastest vaccination program, Prakash Javadekar asserted that the center is leaving no stone unturned to scale up procurement and manufacture of COVID vaccines in the country.
उनका मुख्य मुद्दा था कि वैक्सीन देना ही उपाय है। अरे यही तो पहले दिन से हम कह रहे हैं और प्रयास कर रहे हैं, जिसका आपने उल्लेख किया कि आज वैक्सीन की कैपिटल बन गया है, क्योंकि भारत ने 2 वैक्सीन तैयार करने का काम किया। तो ये जब कोवैक्सीन आई तो कांग्रेस वाले क्या कर रहे थे? उस पर आशंकाएं तैयार कर रहे थे, चैलेंज दे रहे थे, वो नहीं देना चाहिए ऐसा प्रचार कर रहे थे। और कोवैक्सीन के बारे में जनता के मन में एक संशय पैदा करके, और इनके एक साथी ने तो कहा ये मोदी वैक्सीन है। तो ये कांग्रेस की रणनीति है। और लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने खुद कोवैक्सीन इंजेक्शन लेकर ही, जब उनका नंबर आया तब उन्होंने शुरुआत की। पत्रकार वार्ता में स्वास्थ्य विभाग ने दिसंबर तक 216 करोड़ डोसेस यानी 108 करोड़ लोगों का वैक्सीनेशन कैसे होगा, इसका पूरा खाका दिया है। कोविशील्ड, कोवैक्सीन, झाइडस कैडिला, नोवावैक्स।
Well, let's take a look at the country's statistical COVID data from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. India's daily new COVID cases is showing a declining trend, and it's further dipped, in fact, to the lowest in the last 44 days. So in the last 24 hours, what's the country seen? It's registered 1.86 lakh fresh cases of COVID. It's well below 2 lakhs. And India's active caseload is now reduced to 23,43,152. The active cases have decreased since the last peak, which was on the 10th of May. The net decline of 76,755 is witnessed in the last 24 hours. Active cases are now about 8.5% of the country's total positive cases. As part of the continued decline in the daily new cases, the country has recorded less than 3 lakh daily new cases, and this was for the 12th consecutive day. India's daily recoveries too continue to outnumber the daily new cases, and this is for the 15th consecutive day. 2,59,459 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours. 2,48,93,410 total recoveries across the country. The recovery rate has improved to 90.34%. A continued decline in weekly case positivity has been noticed. The positivity rate currently stands at 10.42%. The daily positivity rate is at 9%, and that is remaining less than 10% for the 4th consecutive day. and a total of 20,70,508 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours in the country, and that has taken the cumulative total to 33.9 crore tests so far. India's largest COVID vaccination drive continues to gain momentum. So 20 crore 57 lakh doses have been administered thus far. The government of India has so far provided both through the free of cost category and through the direct state procurement category more than 22 crore 46 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories. And out of these, the total consumption, including wastages, this is 20 crore 48 lakh doses, and more than 1.84 crore COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered. Furthermore, over 3,20,000 vaccine doses are in the pipeline and will be received by the states and union territories within the next 3 days. A total of 20 crore 57 lakh 20,660 vaccine doses have been administered through 29 lakh 38,367 sessions. 16 crore 18 lakh 50,092 beneficiaries have been vaccinated, getting their first dose, and 4 crore 38 lakh 70,568 beneficiaries have received their second dose in total. As of the 132nd day of the vaccination drive, that is yesterday, a total of 29 lakh 19,699 beneficiaries were vaccinated yesterday. Bihar, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh administered more than 10 lakh beneficiaries in the age group of 18 to 44 years for their first dose of COVID vaccine so far in total. Well, India has supported the WHO's global study. This is on the origin of the COVID virus. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs has made a statement, and this is what the statement says. The WHO convened global study on the origin of COVID-19 is an important first step. It stressed the need for the next phase studies as also for further data and studies to reach robust conclusions. The follow-up of the WHO report and further studies deserve the understanding and cooperation of all. Amid the ongoing fight against COVID-19, the government of India has been receiving international cooperation, relief medical supplies, as well as equipment. This has happened from the 27th of April 2021 from different countries and organizations, and these are being promptly dispatched and timely delivered to the states and union territories across the country. Totally, we've talked about 18,016 oxygen concentrators, 19,085 oxygen cylinders, 19 oxygen generation plants, 15,206 ventilators, 7.7 lakh remdesivir vials, 12 lakh favipiravir. These tablets as well have reached through road and air, and this has happened from the 27th of April to the 26th of May so far. So the center has continuously monitored swift allocation and streamlined the delivery of this relief aid to the recipient states and union territories, also to institutions. The Union Education Minister, Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, has approved the proposal to provide monetary assistance of, monetary assistance to 11.8 crore students through the direct benefit transfer of cooking cost component of the midday meal scheme. This is going to be to all eligible children as a special welfare measure, and this will give a fillip to the midday meal program. And this decision will help safeguard also nutritional levels of children and aid in protecting their immunity during these challenging times. The central government will provide additional funds of about 1,200 crore rupees to the state governments and union territories for the purpose. This one-time special welfare relief measure of the union government will benefit about 11.8 crore students, as we said. These are children who are studying in classes 1 to 8 in the 11.2 lakh government and government-aided schools across the country. The Supreme Court has adjourned the hearing of the plea which seeks directions to the Centre, the Central Board of Secondary Education, and the Council of Indian School Certificate Examinations to cancel the CBSE, the ISC Class 12 examinations till May 31. The Apex Court adjourned the hearing for Monday while observing that the government is likely to take a decision on the exams by June 1. The top court also asked the petitioner to serve the petition copy to the CBSE, the ISC board, and the centre, and also said that they should be represented by their respective lawyers. The CBSE, through its letter dated April 14, had cancelled the examinations for Class 10 and postponed the examinations for Class 12. International news now, COVID updates from across the world. The world continues to battle COVID-19 pandemic, and 16 crore 96 lakh 50,000 people have so far tested positive for COVID-19. The number of recoveries, the number now stands at 15 crore 14 lakh globally. The deadly virus has claimed the lives of more than 35 lakh 26,000 people worldwide. The US has reported the highest number of COVID-19 cases cumulatively. As many as 3 crore 39 lakh 99,000 people have tested positive for the virus in the US so far, and the number of this in fact is the highest that among any country, and more than 6 lakh 7,000 people have died of the COVID virus in the US itself. Let's move on then. Britain's medicine regulator has approved Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine for use, the health ministry said in a statement on Friday, making it the fourth COVID-19 shot available for use in the country. Britain also cut its order for single-dose shot, also known as J&J unit Janssen's vaccine, amid issues with the company's supply chain and reports of rare blood clots. Britain has given 2/3 of the population a first dose of COVID-19, and the government cited the unprecedented scale and pace of the rollout as behind the decision to cut its order to 20 million doses from the original order of 30 million doses. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is already approved in the United States and European Union, where reports of rare blood clots are being reviewed. Japan has extended the state of emergency in Tokyo and other areas by about 3 weeks to June 20, as the COVID-19 pandemic shows no signs of easing less than 2 months before the Summer Olympics begin there. The state of emergency in the capital and 8 other prefectures, in fact, this has been scheduled to end on the 31st of this month. That's when the lockdown was supposed to end, but strains on the medical system remain severe. Japan reported 614 new cases on Friday. Japan's latest emergency steps, unlike stricter measures in many countries, have focused mainly on asking eateries to shut down by 8 p.m. The US President Joe Biden on Thursday said that he is likely to release a report which details the US intelligence community's findings on the origins of the COVID-19 in full. Biden, in a statement on Wednesday, said he ordered aides to find answers to the origins of COVID-19, adding that the US intelligence agencies are pursuing rival theories, potentially including the possibility of a laboratory accident in China. Biden's unusual public disclosure, as well as the private and inconclusive U.S. intelligence assessments, revealed a debate that's raging within his administration over where this virus originated. It also lent credence to a theory that the virus may have emerged from a Chinese research laboratory instead of from nature. Well, the World Health Organization Director General has urged countries to donate vaccine doses to the COVAX mechanism to inoculate 10% of the population of the entire world by September and 30% by the end of the year. So addressing the annual ministerial assembly in Geneva, the WHO chief called on vaccine manufacturers to give COVAX the first right of refusal on new volumes of vaccines, or to commit 50% of their volumes to COVAX this year.
The ongoing vaccine crisis is a scandalous inequity that's perpetuating the pandemic. More than 75% of all vaccines have been administered in just 10 countries. There is no diplomatic way to say it. I'm calling on member states to support a massive push to vaccinate at least 10% of the population of every country by September, and a drive to December to achieve our goal of vaccinating at least 30% by the end of the year. This is crucial to stop severe disease and death.
The Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has won a fourth term in office, and he's taken 95.1% of the votes. In doing so, a massive mandate, the parliament Hamuda Sabag had announced on Thursday. The voter turnout was around 78%. So the win delivers Assad 7 more years in power and lengthens his family's rule to nearly 6 decades in power. His father, Hafiz al-Assad, led Syria for 30 years until his death in 2000. Assad's government says that the election shows Syria is functioning normally despite the decade-old conflict, which has killed hundreds of thousands of people and driven 11 million people from their homes. That concludes this bulletin. Thank you very much for being with us, but always remember to keep your mask on, keep yourself safe, and keep others around you safe. It's a simple task, just wear a mask. Thanks for being with us. Namaskar.
Your window to rising India.